Everybody, I'm Marcus.
I'm Ryan.
And together, we are the Northwest Sports Fanatics. We're going to continue our NFL preview, AFC. We going down south, the AFC South. I'm going to start off with the Houston Texans. They led by Greg Kubiak. They made some big additions this offseason. Ed Reed, Hall of Famer. Punter Shane Leckler, Hall of Famer. They picked up an awesome wide receiver in the draft, DeAndre Hopkins, a hard-hitting safety, DJ Swearinger, and also DN Sam Montgomery from LSU. On offense, they're led by Matt Schwab, who is 32. He had a horrible end to the year last year. His last 5 games, he went 1 TD and 4 picks. Now, that's not the franchise QB that they thought they was getting when they made the trade for him. To me, he's a top 15 to 20 QB in the NFL. But some say, is it him or is it supporting cast? Well, you got Arian Foster out there, one of the top running backs in the league, 1,415 TDs last year. You got the OG Andre Johnson. He's 32, even though, he is slowing down a little bit. They drafted a great player in DeAndre Hopkins, to me, the most NFL-ready wide receiver in this draft.
Rookie of the year.
Of course. Shout out to Rick. Rick putting in work with him out there. You got a top 10 tight end in On Daniel. James Casey left, so look for Garrett Graham to step up in his place. The O-line returns all 5 starters, led by Dwayne Brown. He only gave up 4.5 sacks last year, and also they got Chris Myers at center. He's a Pro Bowler as well. On defense, of course, they led by the man, J.J. Watt, a.k.a. J.J. Watt.
Woo!
Defensive Player of the Year. He had 20.5 sacks last year.
Ridiculous.
16 batted balls, hence the name J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
They let Connor Barwin go to the Eagles, so look for Whitney Mercilus to step up. He ended up last year with 6 sacks. Brooks Reed, he's going to move into the inside to help out Brian Cushing. There he's coming back from ACL. Look for the DN Sam Montgomery out of LSU to step up on the line. They got talented corners out there, and Kareem Jackson from Alabama, and we all know how Bama players roll.
Ridiculous.
Of course, they got Jonathan Joseph. He's the more notable of the two, but when you look at the numbers, Jackson only gave up 47% completion percentage to his side. Now, the safety position, they got the OG Hall of Famer Ed Reed, but his hip is acting up. He had surgery, so with his health, if he's healthy, look for him to start next to Daniel Manning. If not, look for the hard-hitting DJ Swearinger out of South Carolina to hold it down at the safety position until he gets back. I look for 11-5 year from the Texans this year. Players to watch, DeAndre Hopkins, of course, out of Clemson. He's a special wide receiver. He's going to take over for Andre Johnson here in a little bit. And also Whitney Mercilus to step it up, take Connor Barwin place. Look for him to have probably 8 to 10 sacks on this year. Now, what about you, Orion, out there in Indy?
Oh, man. Swaggy P. First, I got to give a shout-out to Swaggy P. This is your team. You went 11-5 in the wild card last year. No one thought you would be as good as you were with Andrew Luck last year, especially when you won only a couple games, in 2011. So, I expect big things from the Colts. I don't expect them to win the division, but if they do, expect big things from key players. First, let me get off to the head coach. You got Chuck Pagano. He had cancer. They rallied behind him. Oh, yeah. And usually when you rally behind a coach or a player with a death in the family or a cancer or whatever it is, they're going to play on a top-notch level. So Bruce Arians, he stepped in. He's the Arizona Cardinals head coach now. He's gone, so you got to move forward now. But you got Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck. Besides RG3 and Russell Wilson, wow. You got Peyton Manning Jr. What are the chances you go from Peyton Manning to the next Peyton Manning? You know what I mean? How lucky do you have to be if you're a Colts fan? I'm jealous. As a Tampa Bay fan. How do you get Andrew Luck there? But I think he's going to have a good year. Less picks this year. He may not have as many comebacks in the fourth quarter like he had last year. 8 of them. Yeah, 8 of them. That was kind of mind-blowing. I don't think anyone thought that. But, you made a lot of big changes. You got Matt Hasselbeck as backup. So, if Andrew Luck does get nicked up, let's say for 2 to 4 games, you can throw in a guy like Matt Hasselbeck, and he'll win you some games. He's not only a game manager, he can win you games. But you picked up Ahmad Bradshaw, right, from the Giants. He's on the PUP list right now, so don't worry, Colts fans. It'll be all right. He'll get healthy as the regular season starts. You got Vic Ballard, Donald Brown. Is Ahmad Bradshaw better? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So you're going to rely on him. He's gonna carry the load. You got Stanley Havili from USC. Even though I'm a Duck fan, he's solid though. He's going to block for Andrew Luck. He's going to make a big difference for him. But the main thing is your vets. Reggie Wayne. Man, Reggie Wayne. Since Marvin Harrison left, you are the man. I mean, I got to admit, I didn't think that you would put up production like you have. He's the man. T.Y., goodbye, Hilton. Ridiculous. He's going to get you touchdowns, at least 5 to 8 this year. And you picked up Darius Hayward-Bay. One of the best free agent pickups. I mean, he's injured right now. He's had a little bang-ups in practice, but I think, for him, deep threat, one of the best, besides Mike Wallace on the Dolphins. I mean, you throw it deep, this guy's going to catch it, and he's gone. You're not going to catch him there. As far as tight ends are concerned, I like them. Dwayne Allen, solid, 8 to 10 touchdowns a year from Andrew Luck. You got, obviously, Kobe Fleener, roommate, best friend from Stanford. Is he a catching tight end? No. Does he block well? Yes. But if he gives you maybe 5, 6, 7 touchdowns, that could be the difference between maybe 10-6, 11-5, and 9-7. So we'll have to see where that goes. But their line is pretty good. I mean, people have been criticizing them. You got Anthony Costanzo, obviously there at left tackle. You got Samson Satele at center. You picked a draft pick in the draft. You got Khalid Holmes from USC. I don't really like to praise USC guys, but as long as you're not quarterback, you're good to go. So I'll praise you. You got him in the 4th round as a backup. I like it. And you got Gosher Chairless. This is the steal. Besides Darius Hayward-Bay, people like him better, but I think this pick is better. I mean, you got him from the Detroit Lions. He's a beast. 6'7". I mean, you don't get guys on the O-line that are 6'7". So look for him to make big plays. It's not on the weak side on the left tackle position since he's a right-handed quarterback. But look for him to make some good blocks and really protect Andrew Luck as we move forward. But the main thing is the defense. The defense is really where it's at with the Colts. So you got, obviously, some draft picks that you picked. Bjorn Warner, Florida State. He's your precedent to Dwight Freeney, who went to the Chargers. Swaggy P, I'm sorry. I know Dwight Freeney is one of your favorite players. In the whole entire NFL, he went to the Chargers, but he is getting a little bit old. You're running the 3-4 defense. But Bjorn Warner, you know what? He's got some talent. Good footwork, good hands, good speed. Look for him to make a lot of plays. How many sacks is he going to get this year? I'm not really sure, Could be somewhere between 5 and 10, but look for him. And you got some pretty good pieces. Corey Redding, veteran. You got Abarayo Franklin. We don't really know what he's going to give you, but he's pretty solid up front. You got Ricky Jean-Francois from 49ers. Sorry, Rick. You stole him away. You know what I mean? But even though you lost Dwight Freeney, you still got some good pieces. You got Eric Walden, left outside linebacker. Decent. He's average. Right? Pat Angerer. I like him. Angerer. What kind of name for football? What a great name. Angerer.
Perfect
right?
for a linebacker.
Perfect for a linebacker. Solid. I can count on him. He's not going to get injured. He's going to be solid for you. Right? Jarrell Freeman. I know, Swaggy, this is one pick that you really like because Jarrell Freeman is probably the most underrated linebacker in the whole entire NFL besides Derek Johnson from the Chiefs. So just to let you guys know, if you don't watch football that much, look at the stat line on Freeman. At the end of the game, he's going to have more tackles than Dwight Freeney would, Robert Mathis would, and it's kind of surprising because you don't know who this guy is. But look for him to have a huge season, 100 tackles, maybe more. We'll have to see where he goes. You got Robert Mathis, obviously Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Hall of Famer, no doubt. You lost Dwight Freeney, Hall of Famer. Oh, yeah. But, I think with Bjorn Warner, that's a good fit. And then their corners and their secondary is slightly getting better, You got Vontae Davis, which is an average corner.
He's from D.C.
So look for him to be good. And then you got, obviously, Darius Butler. He's progressing. He's not good yet. I would say he's above average, but he's getting there. You know what I mean? So it's going to take some time. You got Antoine Bethea, the OG. OG. I know that's one of your favorite players as well. Swaggy P, you like him. He's been there since your Super Bowl season. Obviously since 2006 against the Bears. Look for him to have a big season. But your best pick in the free agency has to be LaRon Landry.
No.
Man, Redskins fans. Let me give a little pat on the back to LaMarcus over here.
30.
Jets fans, let me give you a little thank you very much. But he went to the Pro Bowl last year. You were a Pro Bowler at the Washington Redskins. You were a Pro Bowler on the Jets. You've been injury prone, but you know what? I think you're going to play great. Yeah. With Andrew Luck and everyone that's motivating you, you're going to have a big season at strong safety. And just to make sure, if you get hurt, let's throw up the O real quick. John Boyette, you've been injured for a little while, but they picked him up for some insurance. So just in case Laurent Landry gets hurt, you got someone that can step in the mold, step into the mold there and see what happens. But Look for some good things from the Indianapolis Colts. They went 11-5 this year. Do I expect them to win as many games in the fourth quarter? No, I don't. Chuck Pagano, he's leading the horse. Bruce Arians is gone. But you know what? I think they'll win about 10 wins. Depending on Hayward Bay and the rest of Bjorn Warner, you could win 11-5 next year. But I'm predicting 10-6, playoffs, wild card. Texans are pretty solid. But look for them to do big things. It may not be like last year. I know you didn't score a touchdown in that playoff game. Swaggy P, it hurts you a little bit, but you watch. In the next couple years, Indianapolis Colts will be in the Super Bowl. I'm going to call it right now. Denver Broncos, Peyton Manning, you're out. You're going to retire. Tom Brady, you're 36. You're on the way out. So Matt Schaub or Andrew Luck or Andy Dalton, I would take Andrew Luck. So look for big things as we move forward. What do you think about the next team that we're going to be talking about?
Oh, man. I just got to shake my head.
What do you think?
SMH, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
They went 2-14 last year, ended up with the number 2 pick in the draft.
Yep.
They selected Luke Joeckel. They also picked up safety Jonathan Cyprin in the second round. Denard Robertson, the running back / wide receiver / quarterback from Michigan. They picked up OG Marcus Trufant and also Allen Ball to give them some corners out there. On offense, Blaine Gabbert, Chad Henne. To me, it looks like they're the leaders of the Teddy Bridgewater sweepstakes.
Teddy Bridgewater, Louisville.
Blaine Gabbert, to me, is the worst starter in the NFL after he was solid at Mizzou. Maybe he was a product of the system there. He has no confidence, and to me personally, I think I can do better out there, man. Jaguars, holla at me.
Even Team Tebow is better. That's sad.
Holla at me, man. Well, they're getting Jones-Drew back after the foot surgery, even though he lost his fullback, Greg Jones, to the Texans. Wide receiver Justin Blackmon, he came on strong at the end of the year. 38 catches, 615 yards, 3 touchdowns in his last 7 games. But he's going to miss the first 4 games because of the suspension. Mercedes Lewis, he hasn't been the same since he got the 5-year, $35 million contract.
Getting paid.
Yeah, you on the milk carton, man. You on the all milk carton team. We need you to come back, man. Jordan Shipley is their slot receiver. Cecil Short, he did have a good year last year. He's a second-year receiver, 55 receptions, 997 yards, 7 touchdowns. So look for him to improve. He's a great route runner. Their O-line is the strongest thing on their offense. You got Eugene Monroe out of UVA, the Virginia Cavalier, left tackle there. And you got Joeckel on the left side. So you got some strong bookends on the end that you can kind of build from.
Yep,
and get ready for Teddy Bridgewater to come on in.
Yep.
Now on the defense side of the ball, you picked up Tyson Alululu from Cal. With I believe was the 3rd pick in the draft. He only got 3.5 sacks last year. Now, come on, you don't want to get put into that bust label. So you're gonna have to step that up. Jeremy Mincey, you went from 8 sacks in 2011 to 3 sacks in 2012.
Who?
Exactly. You got Justin Babin. He's pretty old, 33.
Eagles.
To me, you should have wasted that pick on Deion Jordan or Ziggy Ansah. Your secondary is going to struggle with no defensive line there. Again, OG Marcus Trufant. You do got a nice rookie that I like, Dwayne Gratz. He has the potential to be good, but it's going to take some times with the rookies. Of course, hard-hitting Jonathan Cyprin, who I wanted to come to DC.
Cyprin, watch out for him.
Yeah, watch out for him. He's pretty nice. You put him alongside Dwight Lowry. That's a solid safety tandem there. And that linebacker, Paul Postlowski, Russell Allen, and Geno Hayes. Enough said. so enough said. So for me, I look for a 2-14 season again from the Jaguars. Again, Teddy Bridgewater, get ready. You coming down to Jacksonville. Justin Blackmon, once he get back from the 4-game suspension, look for him to pick up where he left off. And Jonathan Cyprin, look out for y'all. Now we're gonna go out to Tennessee. What you think about them Titans out there?
Oh man, there's not a whole lot of talk about Tennessee Titans. So you went 6-10 in 2012. You got Mike Munchak, former player, for Tennessee. So people love him in Tennessee. I'll give him that. You got Jake Locker from UW over here in the Pac-12. But he hasn't really lived up to the expectations. For great players. So you brought in Ryan Fitzpatrick. Is he better? I don't think so. But is he going to get a starting job over Jake Locker at some point? Probably. You know what I mean? Just to see if you can get anything out of there. But you do have some key pieces that I like, that if these players went to other teams, they might be pretty good. Chris Johnson, he was a top
CJ 2K.
He's racing a cheetah on Animal Planet. You better watch in the fall. Animal Planet. He's going to race a cheetah here pretty soon. Supposedly he's faster than a cheetah and Usain Bolt. So watch out for that on Animal Planet. But I don't know. Chris Johnson, he talked a big game. Has he had productive years since his 2,000-yard season? No. Has he been injured a little bit? Yeah. Has your offensive line been not very good? Yeah. So that might have something to do with it. But you picked up Sean Green, so you got from former Jets running back, to fill in your place. But we'll have to see, how things work out. You got Justin Hunter at wide receiver. I like this pick from Tennessee, wide receiver. But you already got good wide receivers. That's not the problem. O-line needs to be where you need to address the problem. Kendall Wright, I like you. Great player. Kenny Britt from Rutgers, I like you.
And healthy.
Nate Washington, I like you. So you got some good weapons there. And then we go to tight end. Obviously, you lost Jared Cook to the Rams. That's a stake in the heart. I don't really know if Titans fans really know how big of an impact this is, but this is huge. But you did pick up Delaney Walker. Sorry, Rick. 49ers. You picked up another 49er player. And we'll have to see how he plays. I think he'll play pretty good. Your O-line, I don't really know if you got O-line that can really... You got Michael Roos. But the big player you picked up from is from the Buffalo Bills. Andy Levitre. The best Buffalo Bill offensive lineman or offensive lineman, offensive, whatever you want to go. He's from Oregon State here in the O, even though it's OSU. You know what I mean? He's solid. And you got Chance Warmack.
Oh.
Where's he from?
Bama.
And Bama players are good. So that right guard position, 10th overall in the first round. So they're going to be a little bit better with Levitre and Chance Warmack obviously on the line. But is it going to be good enough for the Titans to make the playoffs? No. I assume they're only going to win 4, 5, 6, 7 games this year. So we'll have to see where that goes. And the defense, I'm sad to say, usually when I talk about the offense, the defense is better. But no, not this year. Titans, you got a bunch of no-name guys. You got Derek Morgan, Cameron Wembley. He'll make some plays for you.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So he's a little bit above average, you know what I mean? But you got Zach Brown at linebacker, Colin McCarthy, Akeem Ayers. I mean, do you even know these players? If you only played Madden in 2013, 14, maybe you'll know some of these players. But if you're not hardcore, you don't know who these players are. Akeem Ayers had 6 sacks, 104 combined tackles. And that's sad when one of your best players is a no-name player, as we move forward. But you got Jason McCourty. I would say he's above average. I like him at corner. He's pretty good. And you got, obviously, you got Werner at the other corner. And he's kind of getting there. We'll have to see where he goes. You got Bernard Pollard at strong safety. I don't really know what to think of him. Sometimes I see good play out of him, sometimes bad. But the one player that they do have in the secondary that I do really, really like, Michael Griffin.
Okay.
Michael Griffin I can count on. He's going to make some plays. Obviously, you lost some of your secondary to the Rams, obviously with the little attitude problems that you've had, but you know who I'm talking about. But we'll see where they go, but I assume 5-11 is where you're going to go, and one less game than last year, but we'll have to see how they go. But it'll take a few years for them to rebuild, but hopefully Tennessee will get it right. And Jeff Fisher, man, losing Jeff Fisher to the Rams, that was detrimental. I mean, you're not going to find another Jeff Fisher anytime soon.
You're not. All right, well, that's our AFC South preview here. I'm Marcus. This is Orion, and together
we are Northwest Sports Fanatics.